0.22%. Alright, the next section that we will look at is hire purchase, and this is what I found learners to find somewhat challenging. Okay, so let's talk about it. A hire purchase agreement is a short-term loan. Household appliances and furniture is often bought on hire purchase, and the interest paid on hire purchase loans are simple interest. So any mention of hire purchase instantly tells you that you are working with the simple interest formula, which we of course now know is A equal P bracket 1 plus I multiplied by N. So that is the formula that we use when hire purchase is mentioned. So just to give you an idea, when appliances are purchased on a contract, I want you to think of the word as a hint. Hire purchase. You are hiring that couch set until you fully purchase it, because you are paying back the amount for the couches over a certain number of months. So you're actually hiring it from the place until you finally pay all that money, and then it is yours. Okay? And so sometimes when people can't afford certain items on the spot, on the day, they will take out hire purchase agreements for that item. Then a certain amount of interest is charged on that total, and that amount is repaid over a certain number of months. Okay? Now often with these agreements, a deposit is required. So sometimes they might require you to pay 5-10%. I'm sure there are options where a deposit is not necessary, but if you do have a deposit, it would be in your best interest to pay a deposit on the amount, so that the interest is only charged on the leftover money that you could not pay on the day. So here's a little formula, right? If you have to find monthly payments, you just take the final amount that you owe divided by the number of months that you have to pay. Okay, so if you owe 12,000 Rand and you pay it back over 12 months, then your monthly repayment will be 1,000 Rand. So here we have our example on hire purchase. So first of all, Rowan buys a computer costing 12,000 Rand. He pays a 20% deposit and then takes out a 24-month hire purchase loan on the balance. So we see that word hire purchase, and we know that we are going to use this formula and no other formula to calculate the final amount owing. And then the questions are, what is the deposit amount? What is the balance that he will owe after paying the deposit? What is the total amount after interest is charged? What are his monthly installments? And what is the actual amount that he pays for this computer? Alright, so before we even start answering the questions, let's start by writing down all the information that we already have. We know that the loan is taken out for 24 months, right? And 24 months is equal to 2 years. Okay, 2 years. We also know that the interest rate charged by this institution, or wherever he purchases his computer from, they charge 5% per annum, which we write in our formula as 5 over 100. Okay, the only other information we have here is that the computer costs 12,000 Rand and he pays a 20% deposit of the 12,000 Rand. So question number 1, what is the deposit amount? So the deposit is 20% of the total cost. So we go 20 over 100 multiplied by 12,000 Rand, and this should give you 2,400 Rand, when typed on your calculator. The second question is what is the balance that he will owe after paying the deposit? So instead of owing a full 12,000 Rand, he only owes, he owes 2,400 Rand less. So we go 12,000 Rand and we subtract the 2,400 Rand. And again, your calculator will give you an answer of 9,600 Rand. Now that amount is very important because that 9,600 Rand is the amount that is getting charged the interest. So the interest is charged on the 9,600 Rand that he still owes. That leads us into the next question. What is the total amount after the interest is charged? So remember, hire purchase loans operate on simple interest, and so we go with that formula. After typing this in your calculator, you should get an amount of 10,560 Rand. So after all the interest is charged, Rowan is expected to pay back 10,560 Rand over 24 months. So the next question is to calculate his monthly installments, right? And so we need to look at the number of months when we look for the monthly installments. So he needs to pay back the 10,560 over 24 months. So his monthly installments will be the 10,560 Rand divided by the 24 months, because we want to get how much he pays each month. And so this answer is giving us 440 Rand. So he needs to repay 440 Rand every month for 24 months. The final question, right? And it might seem tricky, but it's very simple. What is the actual amount paid for the computer? So we need to think, where did Rowan pay for this computer? He initially paid this 2,400 Rand, right? And then he eventually pays the 10,560 Rand, okay? Because that is the amount with interest. So all in all, what Rowan will pay for this computer is going to be his deposit amount. So let's just go actual amount he pays. So the actual amount is the 2,400 he paid up front plus the 10,560 Rand he pays at the end of the 24 months. And so this answer gives us 12,960 Rands. That is what he pays for this computer as a whole.